let's get started with multi-person authorization. Firstly, let's start with a brief introduction. Multi-person authorization is a security process where more than one person is required to approve the deletion of data or potentially destructive configuration changes. This means that a single individual cannot delete important data on their own. Instead, at least two people, or however many the policy specifies, must agree and give their authorization before the data can be deleted. This method adds an extra layer of security to prevent accidental or malicious deletions. In this video, I will guide you through triggering and approving a deletion authorization request in the CommCell console and command center. I will also show you how to change the multi-person authorization requirements to suit your organization. Before we run through an example, I want to point out that you must have at least two users part of the master group by default in order to leverage multi-person authorization. In this example, that requirement is satisfied by two users, admin and John Callahan. I'll be switching between these users to demonstrate the authorization workflow. In this first example, I am going to delete a storage policy called temp_sp. After triggering the deletion with the familiar erase and reuse media text, a notification will be displayed to let you know that an email has been sent to authorize the deletion of the storage policy. This email will go to the remaining members in the master group, and the deletion of the storage policy will only occur if another admin approves the request. You can see the approval workflow in the job controller, indicating that it is waiting for an input. Let's switch users and open up the authorization email that has been sent to all the users of the master group. In the email, it will contain details about the deletion request and provide you with the option to accept, deny, or review the request further. Clicking on these links will take you to the approval section in Command Center, which is located under the monitoring menu. You can review the list of open requests and click on them to accept or deny it. In this case, I will accept the request to delete the storage policy. Switching back to the job controller, you can see the workflow is again in a running state and then will complete once the action has been taken. Approving via email or command center is not the only way to authorize a deletion. In this example, I'm going to show you how to approve or deny the request right from the job controller. Using the admin user, I am going to delete a storage policy to start the authorization workflow. Switching to the Callahan user, I now have the ability to access the action menu to approve or reject this request created by the admin user. To approve, I'm going to right-click on the pending action, select Open, and click Accept to approve the request. Next, we're going to perform the same operation using the command center. This time, I'm going to delete a file server and trigger the client deletion authorization workflow. Using the retire option from the file server actions menu triggers the workflow. Like the CommCell console, a notification appears to let you know that an authorization email has been sent. Switching to an alternative user in the master group, I can approve the request by going to Monitor and then Approvals. Now that you have an understanding of the approval workflows, you can customize them to suit your organization. For example, you can change which groups or which individual users are allowed to authorize deletion requests. You can also alter the minimum number of approvers required for a successful authorization. To get started, head over to Developer Tools and then click Workflows. Scroll down to locate the business logic workflows for deletion authorization. Choose one of the workflows you want to customize, and then click on the Actions button and select Configuration. You can now customize the users or groups which are allowed to authorize deletions of this type, backup sets in this example. You can also adjust the minimum number of approvers required to authorize these requests. Changes to the workflow configuration also requires approval. You can notice the message here stating that another administrator needs to approve the configuration. Approvals for workflows are done on the workflow itself. Switching to an alternative user who is a member of the master group allows me to access the configuration of the workflow and approve the changes.